The quiet hero of manufacturing has arrived. The robot workforce is here.
We've got a special report for you today, and it's on a massive industrial shift that isn't just on the horizon, it's happening right now on the factory floor. We are talking about the arrival of the robot workforce. This is a change that is already starting to redefine how basically everything gets made. You know, manufacturing is in a really strange spot right now. On one hand, there's this huge push for a big industrial comeback. But on the other, companies just can't find enough people. So how in the world are factories running at nearly full capacity? Well, the answer, as this quote nails, is automation. It's the quiet hero, a brand new kind of worker that's silently remaking the entire factory floor. So that really puts the entire global industry at this huge crossroads. I mean, the traditional assembly line is having a hard time keeping up. But a new kind of technology is emerging from the background, one that promises to solve these really fundamental challenges of labor, cost, and, of course, speed. And the technology that's right at the heart of all this? It's something called physical AI. Look, for years, AI has lived inside our computers, right? Analyzing data, writing text. Physical AI gives it a body. It's the moment AI literally moves from bits to atoms. It's the leap from just thinking to actually doing things in the real world. Now, this didn't just happen overnight because of one big invention. It's more like a perfect storm, a convergence of four crucial technologies that all hit maturity at the exact same time. You've got generative AI acting as the brain, super advanced simulations as the training ground, a huge explosion in computing power as the engine, and finally, the robot hardware itself is light and advanced enough to pull it all off. Okay, so what does this technology actually look like when you put it to work in the real world? Well, we're now seeing its most recognizable forms start to pop up, a brand new workforce of humanoid robots. Right now, two big players are really leading the pack, Figure 02 and Tesla's Optimus. Figure is the one that's already out there in actual factories, and it excels at human-like interaction, a big thanks to its partnership with OpenAI. Tesla, on the other hand, is playing a different game. It's using its massive scale to promise a faster robot that could come in at a much, much lower price. So let's break down how they actually stack up against each other. They're pretty similar in size and what they can carry. But the differences are what really matter. Optimus is built for speed and scale. It can walk nearly twice as fast and has a much lower target price. But Figure 02 has a completely different edge. It's running on OpenAI's powerhouse models. And crucially, it's already working in the real world with companies like BMW. That experience is priceless. And we're not talking about some small test run here. Down at BMW's plant in South Carolina, Figure 02 robots are pulling full 10-hour shifts 5 days a week. They've already handled over 90,000 parts, helped build more than 30,000 cars. And the result? A very real 15% jump in line efficiency. That's proven performance, right there. Tesla's playing a whole different game, but it's just as ambitious. It's basically turned its own factories into the world's biggest and best robot training camp. With more than 1,000 Optimus robots already on the job internally, Tesla is just vacuuming up data and perfecting its AI on a scale that nobody else can even touch. They're getting ready for mass production. But you know, this whole story is actually much bigger than just a few robots. They are the new employees for a radically different kind of place, the fully automated dark factory. We're talking about a facility that can run 24/7 with the lights off because, well, there are no people inside to need them. And if you think this is some niche sci-fi idea, get this. The global market for these dark factories was already pegged at over $119 billion in 2024. This isn't a future trend. It's a massive, established, and fast-growing part of the global economy today. So if we look at who's leading the charge, Europe is way out in front, holding about half the market share. And it makes sense. They've been driven by high labor costs and a ton of government support for what they call Industry 4.0. So European companies have really been the earliest and most aggressive adopters of this whole lights-out model. But the real story to watch is the future growth. And all eyes are on the Asia-Pacific region, which is set to grow the fastest over the next 5 years. The whole market is expected to expand at a really healthy clip of about 8.7% every year, which just shows you how fundamental this trend is becoming. So what kind of tech actually makes these things run? Well, it's a whole suite of things working together. You've got industrial robots doing the heavy lifting. Then there's the industrial Internet of Things. That's basically a network where every single machine is talking to every other machine in real time. Machine vision systems act as the eyes of a factory, and then a central AI is the brain, making decisions to make the whole thing run better. And this is what that new face of manufacturing looks like. It's clean, it's precise, it's incredibly intelligent. The workforce is changing, and the entire environment where the work gets done is changing right along with it. Which, of course, brings us to the biggest, most important question of all. In a world of robot workers and dark factories, what happens to human workers? What does all of this mean for our jobs? This leads right to the question on everyone's mind. Does a robot workforce mean no more human workers? Well, according to the analysis, the answer, at least for the foreseeable future, is no. What we're actually seeing is not a mass replacement, but a massive shift in the kinds of jobs humans will do on the factory floor. The new role that's starting to emerge is being called the strategic orchestrator. Think of it this way. Instead of doing the repetitive physical work, the human worker becomes the manager of a whole team of robots and AIs. Your job is to set the goals, define what needs to get done, and be the ultimate check on quality. It's a move from doing to directing. And smart companies are already getting ready for this change from doing to directing. That means being really clear about how jobs are going to change, setting up training programs to teach people how to work with robots, and even creating brand new jobs like robot fleet coordinator or AI behavior specialist. To really put all of this into perspective, you have to look back in history. What we're watching unfold is, according to some analysts, the first true paradigm shift in how we even organize manufacturing, since Henry Ford introduced the assembly line more than 100 years ago. The main thing to take away from all of this is simple. The robot workforce is not science fiction, it's not some far-off future, it is a present-day reality. It's already here, building our cars, running our warehouses, and it is reshaping our physical world right now.
This isn't science fiction. It is the new reality of the dark factory.